But speaking of hustlers and people who know how to make money and know where to go to get it.
My God.
And now it's on to number 2, which is on to me. And I'm about to talk about J.J. Abrams and how he knows how to make deals to make franchises amazing.
Yeah, he's completely dethroned Trump as the deal maker.
We specifically said we were not going to get political.
He said he liked politics. He said it first. No, we're trying to.
Okay. But yeah, so over the past week, there's been a lot of rumors and everything going around. And then yesterday, I know for sure, because that's the majority of everything that I've read, came from like stuff that came out yesterday. J.J. Abrams signed a deal with WarnerMedia for basically to put all of everything that is Bad Robot, which is his production company, under one roof, which has not happened ever. Now everything's under one roof. Everything's about to get amazing, potentially. But he turned down a deal. This was reported by a Hollywood Reporter from Apple that was a good chunk more than what WarnerMedia was giving him. It was $500 million. He turned down the Apple deal basically just because Apple wanted to put him on an exclusivity clause. Like they wanted him just for him and Apple TV. But J.J. Abrams was like, no, I like to go do other things if somebody wants to come do me, like let me do other things, because he had to deal with Paramount. Said I wasn't gonna re-up with Paramount, but while he was with Paramount, he was still doing other things like the Mission Impossibles. Went and did Force Awakens, and he did The Rise of Skywalker. And after his deal was up, everybody wanted him, but the only two that he was considering was Apple and WarnerMedia. But he chose WarnerMedia just because they said, yeah, you can come and do all of our stuff, but if anybody else wants you to show up, you can go ahead and go do whatever you need to do. Just remember where your home is.
But the catch is that it's not J.J. Abrams that is capable of doing that. It's Bad Robot.
Yeah.
They have J.J. Abrams exclusively, but they can hire Bad Robots. Like other companies can hire Bad Robot.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what I was wondering, because I heard that it was an exclusive thing.
Yeah.
It's him exclusive, but not Bad Robot.
Gotcha.
And,
which is him and his wife's production company.
Right. But also a cool thing is, like, he's already been housed at WarnerMedia. Bad Robot has been working at WarnerMedia site for 13 years.
Yeah, they've done stuff with him.
He's comfortable there. Like,
Westworld.
That doesn't really surprise me that he went with them over Apple TV.
Yeah, I mean, plus if you're getting exclusive with Apple TV, like they're just getting started. They're not like
you don't know how successful it's going to be.
Yeah, and with WarnerMedia, it's Warner. I mean, Time Warner. It's AT&T. So AT&T owns Time Warner. Like they merged, and you're talking about Warner Brothers, which is huge in itself, but you've also got DC, and that's where it gets juicy.
Yep, because he's probably about to just build that universe and make it worth something. And it's not like he can't do it. He's done so much stuff and so many different franchises across the board that I don't think any of them just like failed, except at the end of Lost. But J.J. Abrams, like, they know that he knows how to build a franchise. And even Disney was like, hey, come start this new thing for us so we can make millions and billions of dollars off of it.
Yeah, I'm such a huge fan of J.J. Abrams. Just from Lost, I remember Lost was like the first like online experience with a show. Like the what we're doing right now where we talk about the shows and all that kind of stuff, they started like a weekly podcast, a weekly thing after each episode. That whole after show thing, they invented that. Wow. Well, I don't know if they invented it, but they made it popular. They did it. Like the showrunners would do a show after the show every week and answer fan questions and mislead and all that kind of stuff. It was crazy awesome. It was fun. And I remember listening to at least 2 podcasts on a regular basis where it was just like speculation about what does this mean, and I saw this Easter egg and that thing, and it was so much fun, and I fell in love with it, and apparently the world did too, because that's everything now. Like YouTube's bread and butter. So yeah, if anybody could reboot or fix, not to step on anybody's toes, I know there are hardcore DC fans out there, DCEU fans. I'm a DC fan. I love DC. I love all those characters, but I'm not a big fan of the films for whatever reason. Not going to get into that. But Henry Cavill is supposed to not play Superman anymore.
So they're supposed
Affleck
to be.
is out. Ezra Miller might be out, might not be out. That one's up in the air. He's saying he's not out. And It Chapter 2, the director of that, said his next film is Flash. So it's,
okay.
We'll
see. But so at some point in time in this week, take this with a grain of salt. There's a whole bunch of rumors that J.J. Abrams is going to make some sort of announcement involving Henry Cavill and Superman. Whether that be that Henry Cavill's gone forever, or whether that be like, hey, I convinced this guy to come back to do an actual Man of Steel 2. That was weird.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was one of the issues that Henry Cavill had with Warner Brothers, who went through a lot of upheaval during the time. And there's a lot of behind the scenes reasons why the DCEU was inconsistent and this and that, and it wasn't doing well, because kind of like the same thing that happened with Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi. There was a movie, it was planned, had good actors, good director, the story was good, but then the studio just couldn't keep their mitts off of it, and ooh, just do this, fans want that, and it became a big thing. So it seems like the same thing has happened multiple times in the DCEU.
Yeah.
And which is why I'm excited about James Gunn doing the Suicide Squad, kind of soft rebooting that. And he's even not really calling it a reboot either. It's kind of, he's like, you'll see what it is when it is, because some of the characters are coming back and some are not, and some are recast.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Do this and see what comes out.
Yeah, but he's got enough pull to be like, let's not do that. That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
And then you get Ava DuVernay doing New Gods, who definitely has enough pull.
Yeah.
You've got the talent stepping up. And now with J.J. Abrams coming in saying,
let's just put these little things and connect these threads.
Mm-hmm, like Star Trek, where he took an old franchise and spun a new one in the same universe.
Oh my God.
Like, that is the perfect skill set for the DCEU right now.
Yeah.
Has he ever come into a franchise that was like slightly established besides Star Trek? That was an old version. Okay. Thanks for. So rude. Thanks for letting me finish my thought, guys.
No, I was
Y'all know what I'm talking about. They don't know what I'm talking about.
I was trying to think of another one while you were talking. My bad. I had to get that one out because it was like,
you're like, Star Wars.
We're sorry.
The geek in me.
Lydia, you don't know anything. It's Star Wars. But like anything that was like, they had started it and timelines didn't match up. Like, there are actors for this that could possibly not be coming back, and timelines that could mess up because they shot a lot of things in the foot with DCEU going forward. Like, how is he gonna come back and make those loop? Like, has he ever done that before?
Not that I know of.
So like, this is gonna be fairly new.
Yeah,
this is a new challenge for J.J. Abrams. I'm excited to see what happens.
He got it.
And
Fully confident that he's got it.
yeah, and I think that's probably one of the things that attracted him to it. It's like knowing this is a big playground, and he is already kind of like dabbling in the comic book realm. Him and his son are doing a Spider-Man run, run.
Forget the name.
What does that mean?
So they're doing a comic storyline for that is Spider-Man. I forgot the name of the actual comic itself.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, but him and his son are doing it together, and
That's so sweet.
yeah, it's really good. He's a really good story writer, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to use Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So he gets to have his fingers in a lot of pies still.
And a toe.
Oh yeah.
And a toe.
Yeah.
That took me for a second. I was like, what kind of name is that?
Yeah. Plus, I mean, Time Warner is like, they've got I think I read that was like video games, all like every content under the sun.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I had never heard WarnerMedia before. I never heard that in my whole life, and so I was like, "What? What company is he signing on with?"
Yeah. That's like their
umbrella
LLC name or whatever.
Yeah.
Not LLC probably, but
Time WarnerMedia is still an LLC.
So WarnerMedia, like Warner Brothers Film, is where all the movies come from, and then they have so many different TV stations. Like CW is part of their TBS, TNT. There's so many different TV stations that's under that.
Yeah.
And then now soon to be HBO Max, and J.J. Abrams is going to be working on things for all of those,
which is amazing because if you think about like the ability he has to keep people in line for things, and like maybe he's not necessarily running and like writing or actually producing the show, but just him being there on the same place that some people are working on, they're like, oh, I'm gonna step up my game, oh, I want to impress J.J. Abrams, oh, I want this, you know.
And from what I understand, he's one of those people that people love to work with. Like, I've never heard...
He's so young.
Yeah, I've never heard... Well, he's older than I am. He's like
when you picture J.J. Abrams, I think of this name that's been around for a really long time. I think he's like in his 60s, like George R.R. Martin or, you know, names like that. And I'm just like,
hustler.
Wow, he's been around for a long time, but he's not that old.
Yeah, he's definitely the next Spielberg, if not already established. I mean, he's the next J.J. Abrams. He is his own thing, you know what I mean?
So there was an episode of South Park where they were doing a thing about, it was, you know, like the NFL and like players taking a knee and everything, and all the NFL, like the team owners and other people, they went to like J.J. Abrams' house and had like a microphone. It was like, J.J. Abrams, will you please come back and help us fix the national anthem so no one will take a knee? And then it was like, just one light for yes, two lights for no. And he did one light. And then he came back and he fixed the national anthem. And so,
he's the ultimate problem solver. That's what I love about his stuff is like, and that's like his stuff is what drew me into wanting to write. Just because it's problem solving, it's going in and reverse engineering things and wrapping your head around it, and I love that aspect of it.
Yes. But so, did I say how much the WarnerMedia deal was?
Oh,
I don't think I did.
There's not an official number, but
they said it was around $250 million.
I heard 500.
No, that's the one Apple TV was doing.
Apple TV is $500 million. He turned that down because he wanted to work with WarnerMedia.
Wow.
So the WarnerMedia deal was less, but it's more because he gets to do pretty much whatever he wants.
Because like I thought about it in the way of like he might not be making this flat rate, but he has way less or way more opportunity to make a lot more long-term money.
Yeah,
you know,
he is, and this dude is invested in legacy building.
And, yeah, exactly. And I straight up feel like once Apple TV paid him, they'd be like, "Oh, well, we don't have to pay you no more. Like, we don't pay for you. We got you till you die for just this $500 million." Yeah, exactly.
But the deal with WarnerMedia is only 5 years long, so we'll see what he can do in that 5-year span.
And you think about like that's gonna go by so quick. He's not. That's nothing.
Yeah,
to him.
sometimes people work on a film for that long.
Yeah,
you know?
$250 million for 5 years.
5 years, and then other things if you want.
Like that. Like what? That's not a big deal. That's crazy.
I think that's about all I had on that. Yeah. So only time will tell. Unless y'all had something. What?
I had just one other thing about it. Is like even though he's signing on with this now, like it's pretty effective pretty quickly. His Bad Robot will still honor all of its Paramount obligations. It's like he's not just like stopping and hopping over here and not doing anything. He still is finishing out what he signed on with Paramount.
And everybody else. I mean, he's still got an Apple TV show coming out too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not canceling anything that was scheduled, which is really cool because sometimes they're like, no, change my mind. I'm not doing none of that. I'm backed out. I'm just doing this one thing. So I think that's really cool that like. He's still honoring it, and he's still working on those things.
Shows that good work ethic.
Yeah. He's definitely an inspiration.
So don't miss J.J. Abrams.
Oh, JJ.
or anything. Okay. All right. That's it. All I got for that one. Y'all got anything else to add?
I'm just geeking out over him. I've got a man crush on him. Like seeing him on set for like Star Wars and stuff, where he's walking around with a bullhorn and everybody's just like his buddy, and he's like, "Oh, hey, great job," and real personable and
Assault. Just kidding. The producer,
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, touched me.
All right.